Hello and welcome along to Mondo Chelloveck Movies. My name is John, and this video is going to be a lost video that was recorded by myself and John Hall about 4 months ago. And I've put out the other parts, but I never put this part out because it was stuck on that thing there. Now that is working again. Well, when I say working, it means that it's not clicking off all the time. But unfortunately, for some reason now, the cursor, when you're doing it, the cursor is moving to the right-hand side and it's like exiting everything you've got. So it's really hard to keep, it doesn't just go off the screen. This thing tends to switch off all the programs you've got on or starts another program off that you don't want, like a video or something. And that's great, isn't it? But anyway, what I've done is I found that I was able to get that one off there and I was able to sort of cut it up. Unfortunately, in a few parts, I had to cut some of the footage out because the audio was jumping a little bit or the picture jumped a bit. So if you see some weird cuts, you'll know that that was a part of it. So I just wanted to bring this video out because this video when John Hall brought me over some kung fu collection that he was wanting to pass across to me on DVD. His main thing about this video is when you watch it, you'll learn something about it because his knowledge of kung fu, as you know, in Asian cinema is just second to none. And I really wanted to get him on here to do a live stream or even a video with just talking about Bruce Lee. I think that'd be absolutely brilliant. So John Hall knows a lot about this stuff, and I'm interested to pick his brains on the legend that is Bruce Lee. And I would feel that any Bruce Lee fan, including myself, would love to hear what John Hall has to say about the great Bruce Lee. And I'm going to go and try and get this one upgraded, I think, to Windows 10. It's on Windows 8 at the minute. And I think that's part of the reason why it's been a bit, whatever. It's either that or a hammer, one or two. So this is the Lost John Hall video.
Right, now on to the freebies. Okay, first one up is the slipcase DVD release of Wreck Apocalypse. Okay, now I've seen the first one, which I thought was overrated at the time, but I'm quite happy to give it a second watch and I might enjoy it a lot more. I enjoyed the second one, haven't seen the third one yet, but I've just picked this one up because it was going cheap in HMV, I think a couple of quid. Slipcase release.
So is that the third one there, John?
It's the fourth one.
Oh, the fourth one?
Yeah,
so I've got the first two.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the second one. I haven't seen the third one, but I do need to get the third one.
Right.
So yes, I didn't know there's a fourth one.
Yeah, this is the last one. Not too bad. Yeah, I think it takes place predominantly on a ship, if I remember right. It's been some time since I watched it, but I think it's generally considered the weakest of the series. I could be wrong. Like I say, I haven't seen the third one yet, so I'm just going basically on what I've read online. But not too bad. Quite enjoy it, but I've got the Scream Factory box set of all 4 Wreck films, so this one's redundant. Okay, so we'll give that one a go.
Thanks, John.
Not a bad cover, actually, is it?
That's all right, isn't it? Yep. And I think the first Wreck is a brilliant film. I think it's really good. I think it's very spooky, and I think that when me and Matthew watched it, because he was at that age when he was all right with it, but he was a little bit on the brink of not like yeah. So he was a bit freaked out by it because a couple of freaky scenes in it, but yeah, that'd be great to get that. I need to get the third one, then I can watch the whole lot. I'm going to watch the whole lot of them again. I haven't got the Arrow version of Wreck, the first one. I might get that one, but the one I've got, the normal Blu-ray, is quite good actually. Yeah, that's brilliant.
And the next one is the great French New Wave Slashfest Switchblade Romance, otherwise known as High Tension. Muse on the soundtrack. I know you like a bit of Muse.
Yes,
and this one has special effects by the mighty Gianetto De Rossi, Fulci's main man. Yeah, for the blood spillage. Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah. Again, this is one. Again, I mean, back in the early noughties, you had like a bit of a new wave of French splatter. You know, this one, Frontiers, which I believe you've got Inside. And what was the other one? There was there was another one. I can't think of it. There was the Pack, the Horde. Oh, that was Martyrs. Martyrs. That was the other one.
Oh yes, Martyrs. Yeah,
really sort of brutal.
Oh, aye.
Brutal French, French Gallic gore fest, This is the UK release, I think, long deleted. It was Optimum. I wish we'd get a Blu-ray of this over in UK because I love some of these French ones in HD. But basically, a couple of female friends turn up at the house of one of the families, and one by one they get stalked by this madman who drives around in a truck. It's filthy, scruffy madman, and I'm not going to give away what happens at the end. I don't like to do that sort of thing, but you can sort of see the twist coming, truth be told, halfway through the film. But if you like old school splatter, well worth a watch.
Now I've heard of this. I've heard of the movie, but I've never really sort of physically. I haven't seen it. No, I haven't seen it.
That was a limited edition sleeve. I think it was only available. I think it might have been NBC. Remember MVC?
I do remember.
I think it was
Glass
MVC. I
past,
think it
didn't
was.
That was a good shot, that.
So when you think of Gennaro De Rossi, it's old school special effects.
Yeah. Well,
You know, and you know what he's like for.
Yeah. That's. Yeah, I'd be interested to see that actually, because it's one that I've heard of the title of it, but nothing else.
Yeah. Oh, it's, well, like I see, if you've seen like some Mortars and Frontiers, you're in the same blood steamboat. You know,
yeah. Very good. I really enjoyed it actually.
The next one up is the slipcase release of the Disciples of the 36th Chamber. Okay, now this is the third film in the 36th Chamber Shaolin trilogy. Okay, this one to me, it's the weakest release. I mean, it's, you know, a nice colourful transfer, plenty of action, a bit too light-hearted for my taste, but a nice colourful film. Okay, more to do with the character of Feng Siyu, aka Feng Sayuk. I mean, Gordon Liu Chahui's back in it, playing the monk San Te, the character he plays in the first film, but he takes more of a backseat to the Feng Siyu character. In fact, I think, apart from the fights at the end, the most memorable thing in this film for me is the wonderful shot where you see, like, inside the Shaolin Temple, where you've got like stairs, you've got like walls, you've got like this little chamber where you've got walls either side, they've got stairs up either side, and you've got like students running up and down these stairs trying to defy gravity. It looks really good, the shot. Right. You'll see what I mean when you see it. It's a lovely shot. All these little people, these students going up and down these stairs outside. It looks really good. Like I say, the weakest of the trilogy, for my money. You know, watch it for the fights. Watch it for, like, look, you know, nice colourful, nice use of colour, nice colourful transfer. But keep an eye out for the shot. You'll see what I mean. It's where it'll stick out like a sore thumb. You know. And
is that Donnie? It's not. I thought it was Donnie Yen there.
No, that's not. Actually, no, we couldn't mention it. It does look a little bit like him. It's his Hasiao Hu. Yeah.
Right. Of course it is.
Yeah,
I would never know that. You know. And
come on, you knew it all along.
I did, didn't I? And that's the fella out the original 36.
It's Liu Shahui, yeah, the old Shaw Brothers legend. Yeah,
is he still just died? Did you say?
I hope not. No, I think he'd been suffering. Had a few, maybe one or two strokes. He's had ill health lately. I think. I hope he's still alive, because I like him. You know, he's always watchable.
It's weird when you see DVDs with slipcases, you don't really think of them happening, but obviously it was a thing back then.
Because you tend to associate them more with Blu-rays now, don't you? Going forward.
And 4Ks. Yeah. For me, I like to get a 4K with a slipcover on more than anything else, if I'm honest.
And the next one is another Shaw Brothers smash, Mad Monkey Kung Fu. Again, stars Hasiao Hu and the great Liu Chaliang, who pops himself as basically a monkey kung fu expert who has his hands smashed by a local rival, and he teaches the monkey skills on Hasiao Hu, and who takes revenge. You know, this film, and the previous film, Disciples of 36 Chamber, I believe they're both in the Shaw Scope Volume 2 box set. So, I'm fucking convinced here. And the next one, the Iceman Cometh, with the great Yun Biao and the gorgeous Maggie Cheung. She looks beautiful in this. Now this one, to me, it's a bit like a updated, a bit like a Golden Harvest take on Ghost Warrior, aka Soul Kill, the early 80s, mid 80s Charles Band movie with Hiroshi Fukuoka. It's a samurai who gets frozen, and he gets thrown out in the modern day.
That rings a bell, you know.
Yeah, it was released by an entertainment video way back in the 80s. You can get it on Blu-ray over here as Ghost Warrior by 101 Films. Well, this is like an updated version where Yun Biao plays, I think he's like a royal guard or something like that, royal security guard or something, and he has a fight with like this local villain played by Yun Hua, and they both get frozen, and they both basically get thrown out in the modern day, where they resume their rivalry. You know, not too many fights in this, but what fights are good.
Yeah.
You know, I've not long picked up the 88 Films Blu-ray.
Yeah.
So I don't need this one anymore.
We were looking at that, weren't we? Yeah. And the Shell's you.
Yeah. Well, I bumped it in John twice within 2 weeks.
I know.
I couldn't believe it.
Well, we're going to bump into each other next week.
It might be tomorrow. You never know. I'm back in the town tomorrow.
I'm away tomorrow. Sorry, John. We'll have to reschedule.
So you couldn't make it three times in many weeks.
I know.
Third time.
No, I'm just going to call in sick. I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay. Well, give that a go and tell us what you think.
Yeah, but I do agree with you with Maggie Cheung. It's just like she's that epitome of the like a young girl from in these movies. You know, she's got that kind of look about her. Maybe she's like the Betty Ting Pei of like the 90s
Well,
in a fashion.
well, one thing you can't really follow about Hong Kong movies is how beautiful the women are in the industry. I mean, there's strikingly attractive women. I mean, like, but I think between Maggie Cheung and Joy Wang from A Chinese Ghost Story, I mean, you can't.
Yeah, actually,
very
very
easy on the
similar.
eye.
Very similar.
They
look
are
as well.
actually, yeah. And
Do you think she looks a little bit like Trippy Talker in facial? You know, from
come to think of it, yeah, Monkey, yeah.
In a slight way.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And the next one is again another Yuen Biao classic, Above the Law, which I believe you're already familiar with now.
Oh yes.
Again, this is the Dragon Dynasty release. Great action film. This actually one of Yuen Biao's best films. Really gives him a chance to strut his stuff in this.
It's a really good movie.
You know, great fight. Well, great fights all the way through. Cynthia Rothrock's great as well, and as usual, the Hong Kong choreographers bring out the best in Rothrock. She always looks best in the Hong Kong movies. She looks, to me, she looks nowhere near as good in American movies as she does in these movies.
I agree, but I do think that when she's got a stunt double, the stunt double is exactly.
Yeah. It's like when you watch The Evil Dead and you get the fake shemps, you know, like how one character has like short hair and one shot and like curly hair or long hair and another. And you know, I mean, you would never know. You know, it blends in so well. You know, but this is it's one of Yuen Biao's best as far as I'm concerned. It's got the Hong Kong cut of the film, which has a more downbeat ending, which I hadn't seen before until I checked out the DVD. I was more familiar with the UK video version. I've got the Blu-ray again. I know you've got the 88 one as well. So if you want to give it away, by all means.
What's it called? Fighting.
Right and Wrongs.
Right and Wrongs. Fighting. Yeah, Right and Wrongs. Yeah, me and the devs watched this and had a really good. Like I said to her, I actually bought it on that day. And I said, "You want to watch this?" And so I'll go on it because it's kung fu. She always says she would watch kung fu.
Yeah.
But we had a great time with it, and to be honest, it's one of them things where I said, "Oh, what I'll do is now." Because we both like Cynthia Rothrock. That's the first time that she's seen her, and I'd obviously seen her quite a few times back in the day. And I was a big fan of her. Have you ever seen her now, though? She looks, well, she doesn't look exactly the same, but she looks young. She doesn't look old. But she looks like a different person. But she's not like, she's older, obviously, but she's not older.
But she doesn't show it. She's aging well.
She's in good nick.
Yeah.
So what I thought I would do is well, I'll just go and buy a load of Cynthia Rothrock movies. And of course, when you go looking for them, you can't find. I swear that.
Fortunately, yeah. I'll stop yourself just in time.
I'm going to leave that one in. Anyway, unfortunately, when I went to look for those, none of them existed. I couldn't get any of her movies.
But that's where I come into it. It's like I'm a mind reader. You know, I seem to know what you want before you know it. And magically, I've got the freebies here ready to pass over.
Unbeknownst to me, because I was literally going to say, well, Deborah liked Cynthia that much that I thought we'll get more watched, and I thought I'd just go and buy a Cynthia box set, and it was like, no, there's none available. Or you can pay £1 million for an old VHS.
Wow. Well, the next one on the list is another slipcase release. This is the Return to the 36 Chamber Shaolin. Now, I'm going to be honest here, and I dare say I prefer this to the original. Now, I know the original's a classic, and I would never. I don't deny that. I enjoy it. You know, I don't doubt that. I don't doubt its reputation. But this film, to me, it just seems. For me personally, I find it easier to get into it. I think the plot's easier to digest, and it also made quite a good impression on me when I was a kid when I first saw this on Warner's VHS release back in about 85, 86 thereabouts. I just found it a very easy film to get into with great fights, and I think it's a more, for lack of a better word, linear film than the original one is. I don't know, maybe I could be wrong, but this is the kind of film that makes for, it's going to sound like a funny thing to say, but I'm going to say it anyway, makes for perfect, dreary Sunday afternoon viewing.
Right. Sunday
afternoon, you know, just chilling out, got nothing else to do, you know, the weather's pretty lousy outside, you know, stay indoors, keep yourself warm, put something like this on. And for me, I find it very relaxing.
Right.
I can't really understand, I can't really father out myself, but it's something you feel more than you can really talk about. But it just really does the job. It's, you know, for me, you know, great fights, great to see Lucha Hoy back again. He's always worth a watch. You know, he spends more time bored with hair on. When you see him with hair on, it just doesn't look right. It was totally out of place. But again, you know, watch this one and watch the first one. Like I say, I actually prefer this. You know,
I've seen the first one. I love the first one. So if that's better, then I will really enjoy it, because the first one was a movie I put on because I heard loads of things about it. Obviously, that what they called, that band that used to talk about it all the time.
Oh, the Wu-Tang Clan.
That's it. And we used to talk about that movie incessantly. Probably had a couple of songs after it. So when I watched it, I thought, wow, this is really good. So I'll be interested to see all the movies that are the sort of sequels to that one.
And that's in the short scope box set as well.
I think they're all in there.
All the first ones. All three of them. Yeah. So did Debs see the first one?
No, I watched the first one before she got into the kung fu kick. I will try with them, because we're going to watch the short scope together eventually. You know?
Okay. And the next one is another Lucha Hoy classic. This time with hair on, as you can clearly see. Heroes of the East. Now this is one of the best Shaw Brothers films I've certainly seen, and it's I think it's in the first short scope box set, this one. I think it is.
Right.
Now the good thing is, plenty of fights, plenty of action, but the one thing about this film is nobody ever dies. Now this is a film by Liu Chao-liang, you know, one of the great Shaw Brothers directors, one of the Hong Kong kung fu cinema legends of all time. You know. Now, when you compare this film he directed to the film he directed a few years later, the 8 Diagram Pole Fighter, which is very violent, very brutal, a lot of people die on film. The contrast, you know, it sticks out like a sore thumb. But this is a great film. Basically, Liu Chao-hoy is a Chinese kung fu expert. He's married to a Japanese kung fu expert, and there's a bit of a culture clash. Both styles clash, and every time kung fu comes out on top. And one thing leads to another. She leaves him. And Liu Chao-hoy is desperate to get her back. I'm trying not to give too much away, but basically the action he takes to try and get her back results in his wife's teachers, a bunch of Japan's finest martial artists, coming to Hong Kong to challenge Liu Chao-hoy. You know it. But the good thing is, like I say, fights galore, great fights as you would expect. You know, but it's got a good end. It's got a very positive end and a very upbeat end in this one. Normally in kung fu cinemas, you know, Japanese versus Chinese, like there's a lot of, you know, a lot of antagonism. You know,
yeah, you're right.
Not in this one. I mean, there is antagonism there, but it's unintentional. It's not meant to be like that. And you'll see at the end of the film how everything gels together, and it ends on a very upbeat note. You know, but it's well worth a watch. So, you know, enjoy it, John. Yeah.
Well, that sounds great. That's what you're saying. Like you say, if you didn't know they were the same guys, you'd never think, you know. I've never seen him with hair, if I'm honest.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But you look at him there, and it doesn't look right. Yeah. You know, it just doesn't look right. But that's, like I say, you've already got that in the short scope box set. So again, that's another.
It shows you how tough I am. I can't even get the box open.
It has a flap. There's a little flap at the bottom. Yeah.
Well, maybe that's why.
You know, it's okay. Watch it.
There you go. Honestly,
I don't know your strength.
Actually, I don't think I've ever seen it before.
I've seen a few. Yeah,
that's the first time for me.
And I know you like catalogues and all that.
Yeah. All right. And tell you what, when this was first starting to be coming out, it was like a revelation, wasn't it? Because you just couldn't get this type of thing at all in the UK, could you? So there you go. So you've seen this first. This is the first for me. I haven't got. That's the only one I've ever had of that. I couldn't get it open.
I think I've seen more. I have seen more like that, but not too many. And the next one is the lovely Michelle Yeoh in Magnificent Warriors. Now this is basically Michelle Yeoh doing like sort of like Indiana Jones mercenary style, yeah. And basically she's asked to assist a spy who's rebelling against the Japanese, that sort of thing. This was 1987, I believe. It's coming out on Blu-ray by Eureka. Okay, so hence I'm getting rid of the DVD. Yeah. I'm not sure if this one goes for good money online. I don't know, I could be wrong, but it's relevant to me. I've got the Blu-ray coming and that's what matters. Great fights in this. I mean, the good thing is with these 80s Michelle Yeoh films, she's ground-based. She's not flying about on wires. You know, it's more her real talent. You know, and she's great fights in this.
She is, mate.
and she looks great. She looks beautiful in a boiler suit. Fighting in a boiler suit, believe you me, she looks really lovely. But enjoy this, John. I think Deb's a love it, mind you.
Yeah, she's a big fan of Michelle Yeoh, and so am I. And I think she's not underrated because a lot of people know about her. But if you're ever wondering about if you've seen her in the recent film Everything Everywhere All at Once and thinking, is she just somebody who starred in this, or has she done other things? She's done a load of good and amazing stuff. And if you like the choreography in Everything Everywhere All at Once, which is exceptional, you'll be blown away by the other stuff that she's done across the board. She's done a bit of everything, hasn't she? So I rate her. She's probably, I would say, one of the best female actresses to come out.
As far as I'm concerned, Michelle Yeoh's never been better than the 80s heyday. That film and what we're coming to in a moment. I mean, yes, I know she was, she's doing martial arts movies well in the 90s, and of course now. But that stuff to me was more the wire-based stuff. I prefer the real Michelle Yeoh, i.e. the ground-based stuff. And you get plenty of that in there. And she really struts her stuff, and she looks great while doing it. So yeah, it's
Yes, they're the Deb. As soon as I mentioned Donnie Yen and Michelle Yeoh, she says, yep. There's no like,
well, like sisters are doing it for themselves,
But they do.
And Michelle Yeoh was doing it great in the day. And here's another one, Police Assassins. Now this is otherwise known as Yes, Madam. Okay, again, not long out on Blu-ray by Eureka. It's coming out on Blu-ray in the States by A Films.
Is it out yet on the
Eureka?
By Eureka.
Yeah, you can, but obviously you can't get it in the shops. But Yes, Madam. This is Michelle Yeoh and Cynthia Rothrock.
I saw the trailer for that. I haven't seen the movie, but I saw the trailer for that, and it looked exceptional.
Fantastic fights in this. Again, Rothrock looking her best because she's got the Hong Kong choreographers, guiding her. And the great James Tien is the villain in this. He was always laughing every time you see him. He's got
James Tien's in that Above the Law, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's right. Small part in that. He was all over the place in the 80s. Golden Harvest. He was in. How many films do you see him in now? Well, he was all over the place, like Big Boss and the Jackie Chan. He was all over the place. But this is one. This is I think one of yours best. I mean, like I say, she looks great. Cynthia Rothrock fights great. There's a bit of comedy, but again, it generally works. And you've got like James Tien, the great Dick Wei, Chong Fat as bad guys. Choi Hawk, the Hong Kong Spielberg, he's in it as well. Some great fights in this, especially the end where some really painful, some a lot of damage there done. I mean, the stuntmen really earned their money on this movie. So I think the Debs will love it.
Well, I think that's going to be the first one that we're going to watch because as soon as I saw that come out, as soon as I saw the trailer come out, I don't know where I watched it, but I did. I thought I have got to get that because it ticks all the boxes for me. And it's at a time when we're really into Michelle Yeoh, and obviously Cynthia Rothrock is coming into our. I've known about her for years, but it's just somebody just disappears out of your mind and you don't remember them for a bit, and then you just think, I wonder what she's up to.
Yeah.
And I don't know if she makes movies now as such, but she probably could pull it off because she looks, like I say, she looks really good for her age.
Yeah.
And she must be, I think. Michelle Yeoh is about 61.
I think Rothrock's around about the same age, early 60s thereabout, I think, yeah. And the next one is again another one of Michelle Yeoh's 80s classics. This one to me is right up there with Yes, Madam and Magnum from Warriors. Oh. If I had to recommend which order to watch I would say probably to leave the best to last, watch Magnificent Warriors first, Yes, Madam next, and then this one last because.
No.
I think it's really a toss-up between which one's the best, this one or Yes, Madam. This is Royal Warriors. Michelle Yeoh starring alongside the great Japanese action actor Hiroyuki Sanada. He's been in a few Hollywood films, Rush Hour 3, or I think he's in Army of the Dead as well. A lot of films, he's 47 Ronin and that sort of stuff.
Yes,
he's in that. He's great in the fights in this. He really suits the Hong Kong choreography well. This was released on VHS as Police Assassins in the UK. Now, that DVD is called Police Assassins. Now, things are going to get confused.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well.
Zombie 3?
Yeah, well, exactly. So we'll not go there. But this is Michelle Yeoh really on top form. Again, ground-based a real martial arts skill coming through in this, and she looks all the better for it.
Yeah.
Fantastic fights, fantastic stunts. Great end as well. So again, I would recommend if you go to watch one, I would think probably toss between this one and that one. But again, I think you and Debs will love it.
Oh yeah, well we're definitely going to check them out. That's for sure.
Again, Eureka's done the Blu-ray; it's just come out. So if you like it,
she looks very young on that one. Because I'm used to seeing it. Not old. Don't get us wrong, but she plays a sort of an older sort of person.
Yeah.
An older character, should I say? But
for my money,
maybe her hair's longer as well all the time.
If you want to see the best of Michelle Yeoh, what you could really do, you watch that one, and Mountains Warriors.
Yeah.
I'm not saying the 90s stuff and today's stuff isn't any good. I don't mean to insinuate that, but it's for me it's the wire work of that which did really sort of took the edge of it.
Yeah.
That stuff is the real deal for me. And the last one, I didn't think I'd enjoy this, but I did. I got it for £5, reduced from £8 at HMV. This is The Debt Collector, starring British martial artist Scott Adkins. He was in Expendables 2 and Doctor Strange. Now, solid martial artist. I do prefer Asian martial artists. I'll be honest with you, because to me that's where the real.
He was in Ip Man. Was he Ip Man?
4. Yeah, he plays the bad guy, I suppose. The army, bought and get us something.
That's an army fella.
Well, I picked this up, and I wasn't expecting much, but I've got to be honest, I thoroughly enjoyed this film. For like a direct video film, really enjoyable. And basically, Adkins plays a cash-strapped martial artist who runs his own martial arts school. He's under pressure by the local underworld to sort of sell the property up, and he doesn't want to, but he hasn't got the money to really keep it going. So he accepts a job as a debt collector, alongside like a bit of a veteran debt collector played by Louis Manilo. Plenty of fights in this, and more rough and ready fights as opposed to martial arts fights. But it's a good laugh, good action, quite a lot. It's more like an old school throwback. This I thought, but it's lovely quality. You get some extras, trailers, deleted scenes. But this, for something direct to video, I thoroughly enjoyed this. So it was £5 well spent. I've got a spare copy home for myself, but I thought, well, give it a go, John. I think it's well worth a watch. Much better than I thought it was going to be.
I know that Scott Adkins, he's one of those people who are a bit around a lot, and
he's all over the place.
Yeah. you see him popping up in this and that, and then some people who do that, and they're not that good at what they do, and they come across as you think, what they are in this type of movie, but he does really seem to have the skills to pay the bills. Do you think he seems to be able, unless his choreography is good?
I would, it is. I mean, it's like I see it's obviously like a low budget film, the direct to video, but it's really well done, and it's well worth a watch. So to be honest, I thought, well, I know it's only £5. I'm taking a bit of a chance getting it, but if it turns out to be rubbish, I've only lost £5 on it. But I thought, I've thoroughly enjoyed it, so it's well worth a watch. And based on that, I would be quite tempted to watch a few more Scott Adkins films.
Wouldn't if I was thinking, after seeing him in Ip Man movie, I thought, I could watch more of his stuff. And I looked on the line to see where is he, if he's just a one-off, but he's been everywhere. So I'm coming to him again.
I've not long received the US Blu-ray for Accident Man, which is the film he starred in, which is meant to be good. I've checked out the trailer, so I took a punt. I've ordered that. I've got that, and I'm looking forward to watching that when I retire. And he's also done a sequel, Accident Man 2, Hitman's Holiday, which looks even better based on the trailer. So if that comes out in the States, I'll have that as well. So do you want me to next?
Well, there's more.
Yeah.
I want to thank John Ho once again for coming over and sharing his insight with me, and also bringing over them fantastic gifts. And I'm hoping that we're going to get together in the month of September, and we can do some more videos for everyone to watch. So thanks for watching. You take care, especially you, John, and I will see you on the next video. Cheers.